Hello everybody, Inter back again with another video, and today guys I'm going to talk about this upcoming Miami Open that we have in front of us in these couple of weeks. Who I believe will win it, who will be the favorites, who will be the dark horses. It's not easy to predict tennis matches, guys, to predict tennis tournaments. If that was the case, we all would be rich people by now. But I will do my best. I'm gonna have a top 5 list and some dark horses and things like that. Alright guys, as my top 5 player in this tournament, I will have Milos Raonic. He did a great run in the Wells, and he has a great serve. He has a great forehand, and he can do some damage in Miami, I believe. With that kind of serve, you are always dangerous, guys. And he should have good confidence when he goes to this tournament after his deep run in the Wells, when he lost in the semifinals against the champion later on, Dominic Thiem. So I think he should do some damage here in Miami, and I think I believe he deserves to be one of the favorites, and he is my number 5 favorite here in Miami. So I think Milos Raonic will do some damage here in Miami as well. I don't think he will win it though, but I think he can do some damage, guys. All right, so we go on to my number 4th place. My number 4th place, I'm gonna have Dominic Thiem, guys. I don't have him higher than that. But he is at least on my top 5 list, which he has never been before this year. He was not on my top 5 list in the Australian Open. He was not on my top 5 list in the Wells, which he proved me wrong clearly. And after seeing him winning his first 1,000 Masters title in the Wells and defeating Roger Federer in the final, I would be crazy to not have him on my top 5 list. But I don't think he will win. He will win the event though. Dominic Thiem, guys, he has the whole package, guys. He has serve, he has a great forehand, he has huge backhand, he has huge ground strokes overall, guys. He really can hit bombs from the baseline, guys. And when he has that clean hit, he really is unstoppable, guys. He really is. And when he doesn't leak a lot of unforced errors, like he didn't do in the Wells, he is basically, you cannot defeat him. You really cannot do. But he doesn't show that kind of level all the time. I know that. Because if he did that, he would already be a Grand Slam champion by now. But because he is not crazy young. He's not old. I'm not saying that he's old. But he's not crazy young either. He's 25, 26 years old, something like that. So, what is Dominic Thiem's biggest weakness? It is his consistency level. He's not crazy consistent. So, that's why I don't have him as my number 1 favorite. He can win it, absolutely. It would not be a surprise if he wins Miami Open after seeing him winning in the Wells in pretty impressive way. But I don't think he will do it. I don't think he will win the Sunshine Double. I really don't. But I think he can do a deep run. I really do. And he has the confidence now. He has a new coach to his team that probably has learned him 1 or 2 things, what to do on the tennis court, if not with strokes, because the strokes Dominic Thiem, of course, know already how to hit them, but at least he has learned him mentally how to make decisions and things like that. But he is my number 4th place. He is a worse version of Rafael Nadal, guys. He really is. Like I told earlier in my video a couple days ago, he hits his strokes with a very high topspin. He plays very like a Rafa as well. He plays far behind from baseline like Rafa as well. He returns almost from the fence like Rafa as well. His best surface is Clay, like Rafa as well. He is a pretty good defender. Not as good defender as Nadal, of course, but he's pretty good defender, like Rafa as well. And he doesn't leak a lot of unforced errors when he's on fire, like Rafa as well. So he is a worse version of Nadal. And Clay is his best surface as well, like Rafa Nadal as well. So Dominic Thiem is a worse version of Rafa Nadal, and it is little surprisingly that he has never won a Grand Slam already. It really is, considering all the tools considering the whole package that he has in his game. It is really a surprise. It is really a surprise that he has not won a Grand Slam yet. But the answer to that is that he is playing in the brutalest era of all time, in my opinion, with greats like Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and Rafa Nadal. To win Grand Slams, when you play in this deadly era, it is really a tough task, guys. So that's the reason why he's not won a Grand Slam yet. But I think before he retires, this great Austrian guy, he will win a Grand Slam title, at least one. I really think that, and his biggest chance of doing that, it is in US Open or in French Open, the slowest slam that we have. I never think he will win Wimbledon or Australian Open. It's too fast for him, and for his swings, because Dominic Thiem has really long swings, and the ball doesn't bounce that high in Wimbledon and in Australian Open. Dominic Thiem doesn't like surfaces when the ball doesn't bounce high. Anyway, Dominic Thiem is on my number 4th place. And in my number 3rd place, it's Roger Federer. Roger Federer, you always must have him as one of the favorites, because it is Roger Federer. When you have that kind of serve that he has, it always will help him to make deep runs, because he protects his serve pretty well, and that's why he's so dangerous. And he has solid ground strokes as well. They are not as great as they used to be, because he's 37 years old, but they are still very good, and they are still doing a lot of damage. So Roger Federer will always be one of the favorites when he plays a tournament, at least in my opinion, because he is so consistent as well. He almost never loses early. He does it sometimes, but not very often, guys. Look at this year so far. He was in the 4th round in Australian Open. It is pretty okay result. Not a great result, because it is Roger Federer we're talking about, but it is pretty okay result. And anyway, he did won Dubai, and he was in the final in the Wells, in a close final, which in my opinion I don't want to talk much about that final, because I've already done a video about that. But considering all the chances he had, 11 break points and all we converted to, he really should won that final, guys. He really should won that. But that is Roger Federer. When Roger Federer loses, it is that way. He always loses. He never loses, almost never, when somebody just outbeat him and Roger Federer doesn't have any chance. It rarely happens, guys. When Roger Federer loses, he loses because he has lost match points or set points, or he has wasted a lot of break points. That is a classic Roger Federer defeat. And why is that? It's a weakness in Roger Federer's game, guys, because it is not good to lose a lot of times like Roger Federer do in that kind of way. But it is unfortunately what is happening to him. It happened to him in Australian Open against Tsitsipas. He wasted a lot of break points, 12 break points, didn't convert any of them, and it happened to him against Dominic Thiem in Indian Wells as well, when he had 11 break points and did only converted 2. On the other hand, Dominic Thiem had only 4 break points and converted 3, and that's why Dominic Thiem won the match. In the end of the day, in tennis, the player who wins the big points wins the matches, especially when it comes to big finals and big matches. In big matches, it's only 1 point or 2 points who will separate the winner and the loser. And Roger Federer, sometimes I don't know which is Roger Federer's biggest weaknesses. Is it the returns? Is it the backhand? Or is it the mental part? I have difficult to decide, but it has to be the returns. because I have think about so many years. Why is that Roger Federer wastes much more break points, set points, and match points than his two big main rivals, Nadal and Djokovic? I have thought it. I have think and I thought I have said to myself, which is the answer? Is it the mental part, or is it the backhand returns? It has to be the backhand returns, because the reason why he's wasting so many breakpoints is that when his opponents have breakpoints against them, they are serving to his backhand. And when you serve to Roger Federer's backhand, the chances are very, very high that he is gonna miss. He is gonna dump the ball on the net, or he's gonna hit them flat, or he's gonna hit them long over the baseline. Because Roger Federer's biggest weaknesses in his game, in my opinion, it is his backhand returns. And it has always been this way, guys. Even when he was 25, 26 years old, when he was in the peak of his career. And the reason why Roger Federer was so successful in 2017 was because he was hitting those backhand returns so great. And that's why he won 7 tournaments that year. And that's why he won 2 Grand Slams. That's why he won 3 Masters 1000 tournaments. That's why, guys. He was not super young in 2017 either, guys. He was 35 years old. 35, 36 years old, guys, he was. But still, he was winning Grand Slams and he was winning Masters. And now he has not won a big tournament since 2018 Australian Open. He has not won a big tournament, guys, since 2018 Australian Open. We are talking about 15 months, guys. And the reason to that is because his backhand returns are not even close to what they were in 2017. But still, his big threat to make deep runs, because when he's facing lower ranked players, he still defeats them because they have not great returns themselves. But when he's playing against players like Nadal, all right, he has not faced Nadal in over 1 year now, but when he's playing players like Dominic Thiem, like he did in Indian Wells, when he's playing players like Novak Djokovic, like he did in Paris last year in that final, they are making Roger Federer suffer for those weak returns. They are really doing that. Novak Djokovic did that in Paris. Dominic Thiem did that in Indian Wells last week. So if Roger Federer don't improve those weak backhand returns, he will never win the Grand Slam title. He really will not. Not even a Masters, guys. He will continue to winning these 250 tournaments and these 500 class tournaments when the top elephants are not playing them. So Roger Federer is in my 3rd place. I don't think he will win Miami though. I think he will do a deep run. He will go to the quarters or to the semifinals, and maybe even the finals. But when he's facing a top quality opponent, I think his backhand returns are not good enough to win him big titles, guys. Not anymore, guys. They really are not, guys. And that's the reason why he has not won a big title in 15 months. The last time he won a big title was in Australian Open 2018. And the last time he won a Masters 1000 title, it was in Shanghai 2017. But it was a totally different Roger Federer back then, especially with his backhand returns and with his backhand in general. But Roger Federer's biggest weakness and why he's suffering so much is because of his backhand returns. Because he's creating chances, guys. He's still playing solid tennis from the baseline. He's not doing a lot of unforced errors. He did only 32 unforced errors against Dominic Thiem in the final. That is a good stat to beat Roger Federer, considering that he plays low percentage of tennis. But it is his backhand returns that are making him suffer so much, and that are making him not winning these big titles anymore. So I'm not trusting Roger Federer's backhand returns, and I don't think he will win Miami. I think he will do a deep run, quarterfinals, semifinals, and maybe even the final. But I don't. When he will face a quality opponent in the final, I think his backhand returns are not good enough, guys. All right, on number 2 place, I have This will be probably maybe a little surprising, but I have Alexander Zverev, guys. Alexander Zverev is a kind of player that he will perform when you less expect it. To me, not many players doesn't have big expectation of him. Not many players, not many people. I mean, people around the world, tennis people, and I'm one of them. I don't have big expectation of him nowadays. I really don't, because he has not delivered these couple of months any great results, guys. He didn't do a deep run in Australian Open. He didn't do a deep run in the Wells. But he's a defending champion in Miami. I know they have changed the facility. They're not playing in Key Biscayne anymore, but he has a lot of tennis in him, guys. He really has. He's the next gen player who has shown most results of all of them. He has won a couple of Masters. He has won more Masters than any of the other players. So I think he deserves to be on my second place of the favorites, guys. So I don't think he will win it though. But I think he will do a deep run. I really do. I really believe that, guys. But maybe he will do a horrible tournament again and lose early. Who knows? But I think he will do a deep run. That's my feeling anyway. Tennis predictions is really difficult, guys. It's sometimes you have to go with a feeling, and you have to go with what your gut says. But my gut is telling me that Alexander Zverev will do a deep run here in Miami. And my number one favorite, guys. This is a long shot, guys. Not a huge long shot, but because he didn't do a great tournament in Indian Wells. But my feeling is that when this guy do a bad tournament, he usually bounces really good. He usually do a great tournament. The next tournament he plays, and I think he will do a great tournament here in Miami. And it is Novak Djokovic, guys. I really think he will do a great tournament. I don't think he will do an early exit like he did in Indian Wells. And if he does that, if he goes early, even here in Miami, I will not have him as a favorite for a long, long time, guys. I really will not. I will not have him as a favorite entire the clay court season, guys, until the Wimbledon starts, probably. I really will not. So this is my last time that I am having Novak Djokovic as my top favorite here in Miami. It really is. I really think he will bounce back good here in Miami, because he usually do after doing a bad tournament. I even read what he said before this event started. He said, I really want to do great in Miami. I want to show my best level of myself here in Miami. So I believe him. I think because he has the whole package. He has everything, guys. He has forehand, he has backhand. His returns are one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. He is the world number one, so he should really do good. So the surface is not super fast. The surface is pretty slow, I have heard. So it should suit him. So he has the confidence. He has everything. Novak Djokovic's biggest weaknesses is Novak Djokovic's biggest weakness, in my opinion, guys, is when his game is not working. He doesn't have a plan B, guys, like Roger Federer has. When Roger Federer is leaking off for service, he has always that serve that he can trust, guys. Roger Federer's serve is good. It's not good as Nick Kyrgios or John Isner's, but he does hold his serve a lot of times, guys. He doesn't get broken a lot of times. He did get broken 3 times against Dominic Thiem. Yeah, but that was his worst serving day. When he got broken 3 times. but in general, he doesn't get broken 3 times in a match. He usually he goes matches without being broken 1 time, or if he gets broken, he gets broken 1 time most in a match. But anyway, and Novak Djokovic doesn't have that plan B. When his serve doesn't, when his game doesn't work, he leaks a lot of unforced errors. He doesn't have any plan B to rely on, guys, because when Novak Djokovic's game is not on and he's leaking a lot of unforced errors, he doesn't have any serve to rely on like Roger Federer does, for example. But I think my feeling is that Novak Djokovic will do good in Miami, and he's my #1 favorite. He's not a huge favorite, of course not. He's a slight favorite. I would be stupid if I said he's a huge favorite, because he is not. But my feeling is that he will do great in Miami, and I having him as my #1 favorite in Miami. Even though I said after he lost to Kohlschreiber, I will not have him as a favorite again, but I have changed my mind. And these are my top 5 favorites, guys. #5 is Milos Raonic, #4 Dominic Thiem, #3 Roger Federer, #2 Alexander Zverev, and #1 is Novak Djokovic. And I have 3 dark horses, guys. Nick Kyrgios is one of my dark horses. I don't have him in my top 5 list because I don't trust in his consistency level. Nick Kyrgios is one of my dark horses. Stefanos Tsitsipas is one of my dark horses as well. I think he will do great as well. He lost early in the Wells, and he has had time to prepare for this event. And my #3 dark horse is that Felix guy from Canada. He has huge tennis in him, guys. So I think he can do a pretty good damage here in Miami as well. So guys, this was my take on about this Miami Open that we have in front of us. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and take care and see you next time. Bye bye.